right, welcome to DGP Week 8. Please don't forget to put your name and your core on this paper, and I go ahead and do this now so you don't forget. Don't forget your title, DGP Week 8, and spell out the 8. And a lot of people are just skipping the dates, so don't forget to put the date with your commas. Check those out. So we have 2 corrections here on this DGP. We did this around October 17th, and typically when you have 2 corrections, you need to look to capitalize the first word in a sentence, and then you'll need to read this sentence. Her voice was musical, but unlike that of either of my friends. This is a statement, so you just put a period at the end. Moving on to the next slide. This is, oops, let me get that. We'll fix this right up so we can see it. Tuesday. Again, do not forget to take care of your date, and those commas are so important. And so here, for Tuesday, we will look at the parts of speech. So this means everything is going to be labeled, every word. So I look at that, and the first thing that jumps out at me are my nouns. There are 2 of them, and I know one of them is friends, and the other one is the voice. So we have both of the nouns. We are showing possessive pronouns, that is her voice and my friends. So these are possessive pronouns, and this is also a possessive pronoun. So we've got both of those. The next thing I look for, I like coordinating conjunctions. They bring things together, and here it is, our coordinating conjunction. When these kind of things pop out at me, the prepositions, probably because I've been doing it for a while, but it really does. Of my friends sounds like a phrase. Of either, another phrase. Unlike that, another phrase. And all of these are prepositional phrases, and prepositional phrases start with prepositions. So those are my 3 prepositions. With that, I'm looking here at my linking verb. Linking verbs, now that I have my prepositions out of the way, linking verbs and prepositions sometimes can get confusing, just typically because of the size. And I have the word was as a linking verb. It is going to link my subject with my predicate part of the sentence, which is going to be the rest of this. Musical is our adjective, and this linking verb here connects this adjective back over to the subject. So there's my adjective that I've labeled. We have a demonstrative pronoun. If you ever want to hear a story about demonstrative pronoun, come and ask me. A demonstrative pronoun is that. There are only 4 of them. It's this, that, these, and those. Here's our demonstrative pronoun, and I'm going to label that. And then finally, our indefinite pronoun. If I said, hey, go get me a Coke or a Sprite, and you said, well, which one? And I say either. That's not being specific. It is indefinite. It is an indefinite pronoun, and that is our parts of speech for this slide. Moving on to the next slide. We did this on Wednesday, October the 19th. Please, 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 I still have people who are misspelling the word Wednesday. Watch out for those commas. And here we have our parts of the sentence. With parts of the sentence, not everything will be labeled. We're going to start with our subject. Actually, let's not. Let's start with our verb. It's the same as it was yesterday. Yesterday, here it is, was. Same thing. It's a verb yesterday. It's a verb today. It is intransitive. What was? That's going to answer the question that gives you your subject. The voice was, so that's the subject or the central idea of the sentence. And the voice was, and we have a predicate adjective. Check this out. Adjective yesterday, adjective today. This is our predicate adjective. It is in the predicate part of the sentence going back to rename or describe the subject. We already labeled, as you can see, 1, 2, 3 prepositional phrases. They are the same today as they were yesterday. Unlike that of either of my friends or your 3 prepositional phrases. They are all adjective prepositional phrases because they all go back in the predicate part of the sentence to go back and describe the voice. It was unlike that of either of my friends, but they all come back and are going to share that adjective part like with musical. And then now that you have your prepositional phrases labeled, this is the object of the preposition. Objects of the preposition are either nouns or pronouns, and they are the last word in our prepositional phrase. So there we have that one. Finally, we are going to work on this diagram. Again, here's your date. Don't forget this. And here are your commas that you need to add in. I'm going to move this up. I already told you this whole sentence is about the voice. What kind of voice? It is her voice. Watch out for capital letters. If it's capitalized in the sentence, it needs to be capitalized in the diagram. This is the spot for your verb. It's was. And all of this right here are your predicate adjectives. The voice was what? Musical is the most obvious adjective. But all these prepositional phrases that we talked about in the last couple slides are also the adjectives that describe the voice. It's unlike, that, preposition, object of the preposition, of either, preposition, object of the preposition, of, friends, and then what kind of friends? My friends. This modifies that. These prepositional phrases can be pretty quickly identified with this little tail on those prepositions. The only thing we have left out is the word but. It is our coordinating conjunction. It is bringing things together. In this case, all the adjectives that describe our subject. That is it for DGP Week 8. I hope this was helpful. Get this turned in. Thank you so much.